very interesting that it's hard to find people that do want to collaborate openly. I mean,
Hmm.
a lot of times we go about, like, somebody asks us, okay, I want to collaborate on your tractor. Oh yeah, except I'm completely proprietary and I'm going to suck this all up once you once we develop it. I mean, you have cases like that. A lot of times people just come to this and they don't really see that this is open source for everybody's
Mm.
benefit, and then a lot of people are pushed off by that. But that's not the point.
Yeah. So what have been some of your biggest challenges along the way
Yeah.
and through this?
Oh, well, I would actually identify that as collaborative literacy. The idea of how people work together or not know how to work together. Um,
Mm.
First, the idea that, I mean, if you think about it, take tractors as a good example. Wouldn't it be better if all the companies, like hundreds or thousands of them, or cordless drills, hundreds or thousands of companies that make them would collaborate together and come up with the best product that just kills it? That's the best in the marketplace. Well, instead, you've got a whole bunch of them, a bunch of different ones. Most of them are inferior. There's one like really good one, like say Apple or whatever. Uh, but think about this. Um, it doesn't take much to think that if we all collaborated, we would just knock out the problems to get the best products and then move on to solving bigger issues, like bigger societal issues, like poverty and crime or whatever. Uh,
So what do you
but
think
that doesn't
the
happen, and that's cultural. That, I
right?
think, is the biggest block. People do not see that the pie is big enough for everybody, and then we could all benefit by doing that. That, I think, is the number one challenge that we face.
Yeah. So what have you kind of learned the most through all of this?
Oh yeah, I would say the first thing is that there's a big difference between vision and execution. It gets back down to good old enterprise. Starting the project idealistically, I thought that, oh yeah, once we publish the first thing, this is going to go crazy and sprout all over the world. Like 2008, when we did the first brick press, thought that would just go wild across the globe. But no, how many people are actually building it for a business? Nobody. There's a huge difference between a working prototype, or something that's near product, and actual execution to the kind of scale that we talk about, because we still talk about changing the world, the next $1 trillion economy is the open source economy, the paradigm shift towards collaborative development. That's our big game. Now, that takes millions and billions and trillions of effort down the road to make it happen, and that is enterprise. It's marketing, it's execution, and it's building up the skill set to do that. So personally, I have my biggest learning is that I need to build up a skill set for the enterprise side, and that's what I'm doing.
That's great. Well, this has been really great to learn about. I mean, almost mind blowing in some ways. I think there's probably a lot of people listening, like myself, to you. And as I was studying a little bit about what you were up to, like, wow, this is like just something I've never really considered
Yeah.
to this degree. I mean, that you're doing. And what would you also say in this? Uh, what can you say to other entrepreneurs out there, no matter what field they're in, on kind of just some general
Yeah.
entrepreneurial advice?
I'll say this: the sun shines at the earth 10,000 times more power than we currently use. From first principles, there's an absolute case for abundance. And now we have big problems facing the world. So to solve them, collaborate. I mean, work with others to, not just your project, but open that up to say, to pick a bigger problem and work with others to solve it. That's the way we're going to get through this world to make a better future tomorrow. So we cannot be going up about our individual projects, even like, and I'm talking about even a Google or an Apple. No, I'm talking bigger than that. I'm talking about paradigm shift. Uh, stop and think deeply about what it really means to collaborate and solve, and then choose to solve bigger problems that people don't even want to talk about. Let's be very deliberate about tackling them. But for that, you have to collaborate and really up yourself to that. I guess one idea I didn't really touch on is the idea of distributive enterprise. The idea that, like, for example, with the 3D printers that we're selling right now, we're actively teaching others how to build them and produce them as an enterprise. So think about that. When you go forth in your business ventures, think about the business models around setting up other people to be the entrepreneurs. And that's
Yeah.
one way I think we can solve bigger problems.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, you're a great example of that, and we just really appreciate hearing your story and thanking you for your time today on the Agents of Innovation podcast.